right, fam, let's get cozy. Too hot. When you move into a new apartment, it definitely doesn't feel like home right away. It's a new place, all new appliances, new location. If you're like me and you move out on your own for the first time, you probably have a lot of new stuff. Everything's new. It doesn't feel like home yet. When I moved into my studio, I especially struggled with this because my studio actually used to be a hotel. The entire complex used to be a Best Western actually before they completely redid it. But because of that, I just see my studio as a hotel still. So when I first moved in, it was really hard for me to not imagine my room as a hotel room. I wanted to make it feel like home, but I saw hotel. So when you first move into a new apartment, I have a couple of tips on what I think you should do to make your apartment feel like home. If you're new to my channel, my name is Caira and I film videos on tips, tricks, and organization for living in a studio apartment. If you live in a studio or you like videos about small space living, be sure to hit that subscribe button. So when you're moving out for the first time and you're living on your own, there's a good chance you're gonna feel a little homesick. Even if you've lived in a dorm before, or you have lived with friends, or even if it's just your first time not living with your family, it feels lonely. You're going to bed by yourself, you're waking up by yourself, you don't have roommates, you don't have suite mates. I felt really alone and it was kind of hard for me to adjust because I love being around people. One of the things I really wanted to make sure I had was something that was comforting to me and made me feel at home. So what I brought with me was this giant blanket that has a bunch of the t-shirts that I had from college in it. It has a bunch of the memories and it's just really thick and it's heavy and it reminds me of all of my friends and my good times, and some of them remind me of my family. So this was really nice because when I curled up in bed in my new bedding on my new bed, because I'd never had any of these things before, it was just really nice to curl up underneath this familiar blanket and feel at home and have something that was comforting and familiar. My next recommendation would be make it smell like home. And I know that probably sounds weird, but when I moved into my apartment, everything smelled brand new. It smelled like fresh paint. It smelled like they just put in new floorings. Like the fridge smelled too clean. I don't know, does that make sense? It smelled unfamiliar and sterile. It smelled sterile and too clean. I wanted to make it smell like something that was familiar to me. I love candles. I've always loved candles. Even like unscented candles, scent, like they have a candle scent, like that burnt smell when you blow out the wick. Like that's all really familiar and really comforting to me. So that first night by myself, I lit a bunch of candles and I wanted my apartment to smell like it was my apartment and not somebody else's apartment. If you have a diffuser, that would work really great. Even like Febreze, just do something that smells like you and smells comforting and smells like home, because this is your home now. Once you have your favorite item from home, are starting to get your place to smell like a home, it's time to make it look like a home. I knew right away I wanted stuff on my walls. Growing up as a kid, I had stuff on all of my walls, but I was trying to sophisticate it. I hung up my decorations that I had. I have sparkly lights around my room, which make it like more of a warmer glow in here than using like, I don't know, the overhead lighting, and it's finally like starting to come together and it's starting to become like my place. Just take a moment, take a breather. You probably still have stuff everywhere. You probably still have boxes that you know you need to go through. But if it's your first night, take a moment to enjoy having your first night. Throw on your favorite PJs, put on some Netflix, and you go to Netflix and chill by yourself, because you got your own place. It's exciting. As scary as it can be and as new as it is, it can be really intimidating, but be excited. Like this is a huge step in your life and take it and enjoy it. Take a moment to be you. I've talked about it in videos before, but I'm a huge tea drinker. I drink multiple cups of tea every day. My big thing was I got out my favorite mug and I got out my favorite tea and I sat on my new bed underneath my familiar blanket and I put on my favorite movie, which may or may not be The Wizard of Oz still. And I had a night to myself. I had stuff everywhere that should have been unpacked and I probably should have been finishing up, but it was really important to me to celebrate this new step in my life, celebrate that I had done it, I had gotten my own place, I was moving in, and just enjoy it. Take that moment to really enjoy it. I hope some of these tips really help you. They were all things that really helped me when I moved in, because it is freaking scary. It really is. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to see in the comments below some of the things that you guys do when you moved into a new place, or things that you do to make places feel like home. So this video makes me feel like oddly sentimental. Like that was such a big step, that first night in my new place for myself. I wish I'd documented it better or something. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.